Okay, so let's go over using the Shaper tool here in Illustrator. This is actually a new tool to Illustrator CC, and it's pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and explore how this tool works. So to access the tool, you can hit Shift N, or you can find it over here in the tool panel. It's kind of like a pencil with a circle shape behind it. This tool works by allowing you to create basic shapes based on a rough outline that you can make with your mouse. The other thing this tool can do is it can actually add, move, and delete those same shapes that you create. So we'll go over that when we do this portion of the template. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate it right now. So I need to create a circle shape right here. So I'm just going to use the mouse and just roughly outline a circle. And voila, it created a circle for me. I'll do it again. And these can be really rough. You can really test the limits of the input for this. Right? And now that those are connected, I can actually combine these shapes. So if I click and kind of make a zigzag that goes through, it's actually going to combine those shapes together. So now it looks like it's just one shape. If I actually click once and then click again, I can start to actually move into it like I would the isolation mode. And we'll kind of go over this in detail when we get over to this section. I'll hit the escape key and I'll go ahead and try the shaper tool in making a square. And I'll try a rectangle on top of that. So I showed you before that you can combine the shapes by making a zigzag line inside of them. If I start the zigzag line on the outside and go past the shape, it'll actually just chop that part of the shape off. Let's go ahead and make a simple triangle. And let's make another one. And we'll kind of zigzag and combine those. And let's do one more. And I'll zoom in just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to click on these combined shapes. You can see there's kind of a box right here. This box is showing me what mode I'm in, and I'm in kind of creation mode. If I click once on that box, you're going to see that that arrow turns upwards. And now if I click, I can actually modify these shapes that I just made. So this is a pretty cool feature when you're working with this tool. Click inside and make that arrow point up, and now if I click once on that shape I can start to modify that. So it's a little tricky to use at first, but just with practice and experimentation you can figure out how to use this. I'm going to go ahead and hit the escape key. So I'm going to go ahead and try this last shape here. So it's a hexagon. And there we go, we made it. I'll go ahead and try another hexagon inside, and then I will hit the zigzag tool and see what this does. And look, I got rid of the center. Let's go ahead and try to apply using this tool. I want to make kind of this car shape here. I'm going to start by drawing a long rectangle that kind of just is the rough outline of the body. There we go. Okay, and you can see before from the template that we have kind of these angles on the end of this car body. So I'll go ahead and show you what the shaper tool can do for that. So instead of drawing a shape, I'm just going to draw a line, and then I'm going to use the zigzag going across that. And you can see it kind of chops off these parts that I use with the zigzag input. So zigzag line going across, and it deletes that. And sometimes it'll give you this. It says shaper tool did not understand your gesture. Let's try that one more time. There we go. I'll try a line here and zigzag across. Oh, a little too much. Command Z. Make sure not to go inside the shape that you want to keep. I'll zoom in a little bit more, get in on some of these other lines. I'll go ahead and make these wheels. I'll just do one ellipse first. Oh my gosh, that's a really bad ellipse. I'll choose my black arrow and click that ellipse and copy it. And then the last part of this is the cabin. So I'll go back to that shaper tool, start by drawing a triangle, and then I'll draw a rectangle right next to that. It'll overlap my triangle, not bad. I'll click on it once with the shaper tool, and again, this tool has like everything. I'm gonna just line that up with that triangle, click outside, And then I'll use the shaper tool to combine those shapes together. So just zigzag across. You can see it kind of combine those. If I click once on that and then I move this arrow from down to up, now I can click again and I can actually start to move and modify those shapes that I just made. Pretty amazing. I'll go ahead and switch that back, and I'm going to create another triangle on the inside and another rectangle on the inside as well. Click on that and I'll shrink it down to line it up, and then I'll go ahead and zigzag through. And there we go. So I'm going to use my black arrow now, and I can actually choose these shapes, and I'll go ahead and change that fill color. Alright, so that's kind of an introduction to using the shaper tool.